And MARTA has big plans for expansion, from the vision for potentially adding streetcars along the Beltline to the announcement recently that MARTA was going to support affordable housing along their routes. The people of this city have stepped up in 2016, voting for a half-cent sales tax to support MARTA's expansion, because voters understand that investing in transit pays off and creates jobs. Now, we got to make sure that we're doing that as a country, too.
And yesterday and today, the Secretary has made clear his commitment to the vital infrastructure projects that we must invest in and accelerate immediately, from MARTA's expansion to the completion of the Beltline and the addition of light rail to the Beltline to the completion. This is truly a generational opportunity. We can leave a mark that will last for a century. We can look back on this moment in our country's history as the moment when we determined to make investments that take our quality of life to the next level, that sustain equitable economic growth, that help people across this country and communities across Georgia get around more affordably, and live lives that allow them to achieve their dreams, reach their highest potentials.
Public transportation is vital to connecting Georgians to their loved ones and to their local economies, to critical health services and education, to good paying jobs, and so much more. And all Georgians, regardless of zip code or income, should have access to this kind of mobility. Lack of economic upward mobility is inextricably connected to a lack of transportation. If you can't move, it's difficult to move. If you can't move around, it's difficult to move up. Social mobility, physical mobility are inextricably connected.
And so we now have the opportunity to connect our communities, to expand transit, to allow people to travel from one side of our city to the other to access jobs, to use the Beltline not just as a place to go to exercise and commune with one another, but to have affordable housing on the Beltline.
And so now that I know that I have a partner at the DOT with Secretary Buttigieg, and I have a partner in the White House with President Biden to literally address the problems that were done by the federal government in the past, we have an opportunity to truly be bold and visionary.
Together, we are invigorating the arteries of America. And yes, the Atlanta metropolitan area is the New South. This is a vital artery of America, connecting every corner of our country and charting a course toward an effective and efficient future.
Working together, we can make smart investments now that enhance our quality of life, or we can spend more time and money and effort retrofitting our communities many years down the road.
First, I'd like to thank the congressional delegation, our 2 senators, and our 3 congresswomen who are here for all of their support. Your hard work and your words have been so inspirational to me and our agency today, because I truly see that we have a delegation that absolutely understands and absolutely supports the needed equitable investment to build public transportation for this quickly growing region and city that we live in. And we've got opportunities in our future to invest in corridors like the Beltline, to put light rail on the Beltline, like Hamilton Road, like these important projects up 85, up 400, to invest in bus rapid transit. And we see a vision for continued investment.
Lower income households are being forced to live in low opportunity areas where they are now farther away from the high paying jobs and quality educational opportunities. Metro Atlanta residents on average spend 63% of their income on housing and transportation combined. That's the 5th highest among metropolitan areas in the United States. Our communities, as the Secretary acknowledged, are investing in themselves, like the City of Atlanta with the More MARTA program. However, they can't do it all alone, and we need these federal partnerships, especially the expansion of transit capital investment grant programs.
The Beltline is probably the single largest public infrastructure project with this type of national significance right now in the country. So the world is literally watching the Beltline and how we deliver this project. And it really has to be focused on people. So, Mr. Secretary, we probably host a municipality here in Atlanta just really trying to understand the secret sauce that Atlanta has created with the Beltline. And the common theme that we push is creating infrastructure for the benefit of community and people.
Well, Georgia is very multimodal. You have such remarkable work going on with MARTA and transit, one of the most significant airports in the world, and I think it's a great place to showcase the job-creating potential and the life-shaping potential of good transportation investments. As Clyde pointed out, this is really about human beings, making sure that transportation infrastructure revolves around people rather than the other way around. Well, the Beltline and the approach that local leaders have taken to it demonstrate something we've been talking about in the President's Jobs Plan, which is that housing and transportation infrastructure are two sides of the same coin. It's why the concern and the proactive work that we discussed when it comes to housing affordability and how that relates to the Beltline. The fact that this is not just about the path itself, but the development that can be unlocked by that path all fits together in a bigger vision. And so it really is not just about the specific mode of how a person moves around, but how it's part of the life of a community that is so inspiring here.